I'm Lilac and this is my mum, and she's a doctor who specialises in ears. So she made this app with some help of her friends for young people who have glue ear. Glue ear is if you have a cough or a cold and there's some mucus or something stuck behind your ear, and it just makes you a little bit deaf.
Yeah, that's right. So Lilac's quite right. So if you're a child, then sometimes just simply because everything's a bit smaller and you get glue ear, it's just where you have a cough or a cold or an ear infection and a little bit of fluid or mucus builds up behind your eardrum, and that stops the sound getting through quite as well, and so it makes it a little bit harder to hear, doesn't it?
Yeah. This is really good for COVID because if you can't get to the doctors for some reason or they say they're booked with other people, then this is just a starter to see what...
Something you could do at home.
Yeah, basically something you could do at home that would help a little bit. It would just push you forward. If you press this question mark, then you can find out how you can get the most out of this app.
That's right. So the question mark just leads you through the app and shows you what it's about and why you might want to use different sections. So the information section I'll talk about because it's just the boring bit. It was the big red box at the top and it tells you all about glue ear. So that's mostly for the parents anyway, isn't it? So there's lots of different questions that you might have about glue ear, and all you would do was just press on one of those questions and it would open up about giving you the information or some other websites that you might want to access. So it tries to give up-to-date and reliable information about glue ear. It's also got information about what to do during the coronavirus pandemic, user instructions, regulatory frameworks and privacy policy. So let's get on to the interesting bit for the children.
Everything is free on here. So if we go on, and first I'm going to start with how is my hearing, which is this little box right here. That's just a testing bit to just see what you're going for, you know.
So that's right. So it's a little hearing screen. It won't be as good as going to the hospital and having an audiologist. There's a setup section.
Here's a house with lots of animals inside.
Some
of them are awake and noisy. Some are sleepy and not making a sound. Can you find the sleepy animals and put them to bed? Click on the windows, and if you don't hear a sound, you know the animal is sleepy.
So this is one of the games, and it's all about, you know, testing your hearing. So you press on one of the animals, like this little bear right here.
Did you hear a sound play when you clicked on this animal?
And I didn't, so I pressed no.
Click on another window.
So there are two dummies that don't play any sound.
But then that's...
Did you hear a sound play when you click on another window?
So what happens is that's a hearing screen. It's when we had feedback from families, they were really keen on us adding a hearing screen to the app. We were really concerned that it might not be as accurate, or it couldn't be as accurate as a hospital appointment with an audiologist in a soundproof booth. But families were really adamant that they wanted some indication about what their child's hearing was doing between appointments, or if they couldn't access appointments because it affected their child's not hearing well, affects their child's behaviour. And so we did add it on, and it's been we made sure that it's been classified as a Class 1 medical device. We're also aiming to add a second hearing screen onto that, which aims to use words just so that parents can have an idea about whether their child, what words their child is finding easier to hear or not. So we recommend that all of those are done with parents present.
The next thing we're going to look at is songs. It's just a load of songs with rhymes in it, nothing too hard. It's all about things like Baby Shark and all of these songs.
So it's aiming just for good listening skills, speech and language enrichment, and rhyming words, which are particularly difficult when you've got a little bit of a hearing loss.
It just makes getting better fun. So.
And they've got Baby Shark on there, which if we play, we end up singing all day long, don't we?
Yeah.
So go back and then show us the audiobooks. So there's some free audiobooks also on here which are aiming for speech and language enrichment, and there are questions that you can do with your child at the end of the books, and we're aiming to encourage sort of auditory processing, auditory memory type of skills.
So there's loads of free nice audiobooks with rhyming words on them, and you can very easily flip the page.
Lilac's right that as the book uploads, that the children are encouraged to be interactive, and if they can, talk along with read along with the words.
Yes, because it does.
And then go back.
Alfie, he
Things like
loves it
that.
more than anything. Oops,
So,
careful now.
and it's very
You've
easy
dropped the
to,
string.
Follow.
follow.
So the app is aimed at the ages 2 to 8 years old. It's been tested with, once we'd got lots of feedback from families, we then also tested the app with 60 families, and we've published that. If a speech and language therapist wants to interact with the app, they're able to via a website, and they can upload some therapy to a specific child, but it would be tailored. We are looking to expand that section actually in the near future.
There are settings.
Lilac was absolutely right. The settings will help make sure that you can free up some space, because the app actually has quite a lot of different parts to it. You can use the settings to free up space so that it doesn't use up too much space on your mobile phone. It also allows you to add different children within the same family. Lilac, you were going to just quickly show us the listening games?
Yes.
Where you have to follow instructions in order to...
So there's another game which is Getting Dressed, and it's all about following instructions to try to find your character. So basically, find a person like an astronaut, like in the front cover.
You get to choose someone, don't you, and then get them dressed.
Yes, and then it gets dressed like you have to find a triangle and a colour, and you just slide them into the box.
So how does this app work best? I'll let you know. I mean, you can use it all by itself and just increase the volume if you need to hear it a bit better.
It works best with these headphones, which
can you remember what they're
go
called?
like this. They're
called bone conduction headphones.
bone conduction headphones.
So they're just available on most retail stores and online,
You
and
connect them by Bluetooth.
you do connect it by Bluetooth. And then
Hold the button until it says paired.
well done. And what is it that do you know why those headphones work best for people with glue ear?
Because the sound goes all the way over here, and it doesn't block here because it goes here into your...
So Lilac's right that the sound doesn't go through your ear. If I can just turn your head slightly, so it doesn't go through your ear that way, like normal sound. It gets changed into a vibration, and it gets sent through the cartilage and the bone of the cheekbone to the where your inner hearing is, and then that's working normally, isn't it? The inner part, because it just means that it just bypasses the eardrum, which is where the problem is.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit easier then, isn't it, to hear the app?
Yeah.
And what do you think overall of the app?
I think it's really good. It's amazing, and I've tried it before, and it's the best app ever.
And actually, it won an award.
Yeah, it did. I went.
It won Children's App of the Year at the UK Apple Awards.